On the show today, the Sixers win back-to-back games, the second of which against the Golden State Warriors in just the worst way possible. We would love to celebrate the win, but holy moly. Oh, geez. Giannis has requested a trade. A listener compares Maxey to Iverson. And Daryl, how is he doing in his Super Pog chess tournament? We'll get an update. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook by using promo code RTRS and brought to you by LL Pavorsky Jewelers, where Rights to Ricky Sanchez listeners go and get engaged. Briggs Auction, the official auction of the process at briggsauction.com. Kornblau Law, the official law firm of the Ricky, and Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka, the official canned cocktail of the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast. Come with us to New Orleans. That is right. Fly the process going to New Orleans, February 20th to the 23rd. We're going to have an excellent time. We go with fans of Philly, and you'll get, what do you get? You get your flight, you get your hotel, you get the game ticket, you get the pregame party, all inclusive. We're also going to do a live pod the morning after at Preservation Hall. It's a limited part of it, so I would sign up soon if you're going to sign up. You can reserve your spot for just $150 and then pay it off over time. Go to rightstorickysanchez.com/fly to reserve your spot. If you need a custom spot, meaning you're not flying from Philly, maybe you're already in New Orleans, whatever it is, you just need game and party tickets, whatever it is, send an email to joe@fansofphilly.com. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka is my preferred canned cocktail. I also love, I still have this up there from the last pod. This is the Stateside Rocks glass. I'm just a straight vodka guy. I usually like just straight like liquor, and Stateside vodka is amazing. But Surfside, it's made with Stateside vodka. It's only got 2 grams of sugar, 100 calories, comes in so many different varieties. Iced tea and vodka, lemonade and vodka, green tea, iced tea, lemonade and vodka, strawberry lemonade and vodka. And none of them have any bubbles because it's iced tea or lemonade. It shouldn't. You got to be 21 to drink it. Please enjoy it responsibly. And remember, you can get it wherever you get your canned cocktails or go to drinksurfside.com. Without any further ado, how does that go? Without any further ado, Amos and the Chef.
We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We was right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We were right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. Say the name.
Welcome to the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast. I'm Spike Eskin, along with a guy that can't be happy at all with that win. That is one Mike Levin. What's up,
Hey,
buddy?
win's a win, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Win's a win. And you can take it. You can take a moment. It's in the world where this is a season where you can be excited about a bunch of different things.
Yes.
You can be
yes,
rooting
yeah.
for different things. You don't have to be invested in any championship equity that this team, claims that they have, whatever.
They don't.
You can be excited about, like, hey, that's a signature VJ Edgecombe moment. That is the kind of thing that we have been dying for someone to do on this team. That Josh Hart shit.
Yep.
Doing it at the biggest moment of the game, winning the game because of it, and then a really nice pass. And I was watching it and really thought that they were losing in that very moment. And Tyrese Maxey chase down block. Incredible.
Dude,
incredible.
Incredible play. I thought they were going to lose. I was like, they're not going to lose it this way, are they? After Bona really gets the putback, they're going to lose it this way?
No, Edgecombe got the putback.
Edgecombe got the putback. I'm sorry. But then they're going to lose it this way.
There's things I could be wrong about because I just watched it and I wasn't following along on Twitter. So things whatever. Blue Sky. So I missed it. It was VJ.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I was
CJ. Are you probably? I can't see CJ right now.
Yeah,
so
CJ. Okay,
confirm.
That said, when they threw the full court pass, even when you didn't see the guy at the other end, you knew he was running free.
Yeah.
Like you knew he was running free. And not just signature moment for the putback. I'm sorry, the steal. I mean, the
steal.
Two steals, really. I mean, you had the first steal that got called a foul, and they end up, honestly, the most worthless challenge of all time in that you challenge it. They say, yes.
But I guess if there was a way to get clarification, be like, hey, the ball was still loose when the whistle was blown.
Well, it should have been jump ball.
It should have been jump ball. They always call that a jump ball.
Yes.
And so I was fast forwarding to try to catch up. I was against the clock here so I could get on.
Yeah.
But it seemed to me like that's the kind of thing that they always call jump ball on because it wasn't a clear recovery. Even if you did say he had it, he lost it immediately after. Like it wasn't.
It just should have been a jump ball.
That was a weird call. That was a very weird call.
But
VJ get into the deck. And then VJ getting to the deck to grab the loose ball off the sideline inbounds, like hell of a play. Nick Nurse getting into the ref's ass and calling that timeout. I'm gonna jump on your fucking head, bro. This is not gonna happen again.
Yeah.
Those are great moments, and you can feel good about that. You can feel good about like, all right, whatever. Who cares about if you're this kind of person?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be all kinds of people.
Yes.
In regards to this team right now.
Yeah.
But if you're the kind of person that's like, fuck this year, fuck Embiid, fuck Paul George, whatever. Yeah. Then you can be like, that's a VJ moment. That's a Maxey moment. There's young guys doing stuff. You feel good about it.
Yep, I agree with you. Trying to think what to start with. Did you think
I hate a 20? They go 20-0 run and they're up. I'm like, we're losing this game. I don't want to be up anymore.
Well, I
have no interest in being up. So get me out of it.
I tweeted at halftime, I am prepared for this to be a 4-point game with 5 minutes left, and I'll be very happy if I'm wrong. And I was not wrong at all. Nope. Do you think Nick Nurse hates Jared McCain?
Why?
Well, like we have all of one point guard on the like why are there times there shouldn't be a time tonight when either McCain or Maxey is not on the floor? Like
was there any?
Yes. Yes, and why is Quentin Grimes your lead ball handler at any point? And in fairness, I don't think McCain did a great job at that tonight, but McCain is a much more sure-handed passer and ball handler than Quentin Grimes is. Like I just think with Paul George out, with Jared McCain as the first guy on the bench, I think he played 20 minutes tonight. I just don't know how you can't find more. They don't even have any small forwards, you know?
There were two. I'm looking at the classic Sixers Adam lineup data.
Okay.
He posts every time. This is the first time it's ever been useful for anyone. And I'm looking at it right now. He posts it for no one. No one likes it. It's not interesting.
No one's
absolutely nothing. But Sixers Adam does. He posts it every time. Looking at it on Blue Sky right now. Yeah. There was you are right. There was a 3-minute run in the second quarter and a 3-minute run at the beginning of the fourth quarter where both Maxey and McCain are on the bench. I think that's dumb. I don't think that makes
especially
any sense.
with no Paul George. Especially with no Paul George.
Yeah. I agree with that. So, I mean, there's no reason. I understand being like, hey, McCain is still working his way back in. He's still finding ways to be useful on the court with Maxey. You're a little bit at a defense deficit with him out there sometimes. I get being like, all right, we'll play him all the minutes Maxey sits, but we can't. Maxey is so good right now that you just can't sacrifice a ton of minutes. But but there being 6 minutes when both of them are off the floor just doesn't make any sense. Regardless of how that performed tonight, like that's just you want to get these games don't matter enough to where you want to get at least if Maxey's gonna he's sitting like 8 minutes a game. Like let McCain play those 8 minutes. Like what are we talking about?
Yeah, and and Grimes has been good this year. The one thing he is not good at, as we can tell in a real basketball team, is being the primary ball handler guy. That's not.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying bad at it. So like
well, he's bad. I think he's pretty bad.
Evan Mobley would be bad at being the primary ball handler. It's not like a criticism. He shouldn't be. He isn't. Mike. He isn't supposed to do that. That is not something There's not a criticism. I don't think because it's like not something that he's over. Most people in the league are overmatched. He's not a lead ball handler, so he can do it in a pinch. He can play some combo guard. He can help you out, and I think he can attack a closeout and stuff.
I'm comparing it to last year when he was the guy on the ball a lot.
Right, but last year they may as well have been. Yes, playing in a circus, like it just doesn't. Yeah. It wasn't basketball.
All right, let's
but yeah, like that kind of thing. Like these games, you're up 20, and you're playing good, and it's just for whatever reason, I mean, maybe it's game of run stuff, and it's just like bound to happen, and this happens to everybody. But it feels like it always happens to the Sixers. Like they never take a lead coast to coast. They never take a lead end to end, and the Warriors get frenetic pressure. Good for Steve Kerr for going like, okay, fuck all my regulars. I'm playing the bench guys that are playing harder and playing more together. I like that in a coach. I'm glad he did it. But like the frenetic pressure, the Sixers get careless. They stop running any offense whatsoever. And they just seem like as a team to just be really bad at communicating on like simple pick and rolls. Do you notice that? Mm-hmm. Do you notice that like shooters are just left wide open as like two guys go with the roller? That's a communication issue. Like, and it just burns them over and over again. And I just don't know how you fix it aside from saying like, hey, talk more.
I also wonder how much of it is, man, it does seem like we're playing a lot of different lineups all the time.
Yeah, that's.
I don't want to give like I don't want to. I don't want to make excuses for it, but I wonder if that's some of it too. If they haven't. Yeah. You know,
I guess like I don't know, when you play with anybody, playing pickup, doing anything, like you should talk on shit. You should talk on screen and roll. You should like switch or fight through. Like that's really all you're doing. And it just seems like, I don't know, maybe they're thinking about too many things. I think Maxey, I want to say some nice things about his defense, but like he really this season has a tendency to get mixed up on switches. Like he is involved in those kinds of, whether it's his fault or not, or always his fault, or always he's the one that's like in the wrong place. His actions that he is involved in, when he's caught ball watching, maybe he assumes the other person is going with that guy, and there's like a little more focus and communication from him and from everybody.
All right. I'm going to talk about LL Pavorsky. We're going to settle down and get into the game because that was all over the place. It was a lot of emotion. I can't believe they won the game. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is brought to you by LL Pavorsky Jewelers. Mike, we got this email from Jeremy. My name is Jeremy from Pittsburgh, and I've been a fan of the pod since it began. I wanted to let you know that I recently proposed to my wonderful girlfriend, Kate, during our vacation in Iceland. She said yes. Surprise, surprise, I took the Ricky's advice and went through LL. I was coming back east to the Philly area for my dad's birthday last February. I don't know if you can say I was coming back east if you're in Pittsburgh. I mean, that's whatever. Last February, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to pick out a ring for Kate. I reached out and scheduled an appointment with the legend himself. I had some notes about diamonds and rings I'd taken down from Kate over the years, but I still thought the process would be overwhelming. Turns out not at all. Lee's a great communicator, and his preparation for the appointment was top-notch. February was a very dark time period in Sixers fandom, yet he did not let it affect his professionalism, something I cannot relate to. P.S. Spike, I think you have my future mother-in-law, Sue, blocked on X. If you could unblock her, that would be great. She was a big Ben Simmons supporter while he was being a prick, but she's reformed now. So, okay. I did unblock her. I just had her muted. I didn't have her blocked. Also, you want to go to LL for engagement rings. Also, 12 deals at Christmas going on right now, too. LL Pavorsky has it. This goes through December 9th. To get all of them, I would suggest you just go to the website, go to llpavorsky.com. You sign up for the newsletter. You get all those. But, man, just looking at the deals. A lot of deals right now. A lot of deals online, too, at LL Pavorsky. Jeremy said it all. He's the greatest. Yeah, I wouldn't buy jewelry, an engagement ring from anybody else. He's been at 707 Walnut for 38 years. 38 years. Can you believe it? If you want to make an appointment, 215-627-2252. That's 215-627-2252. Send him an email, lee@llpavorsky.com. Thank you for supporting our charities, LL, Mom T's Community Fridge, and Providence Animal Center. LL Pavorsky Jewelers.
Oh. I don't have my regular stuff with me, so I didn't even think of one. I was just catching up on the game.
Okay.
LL, he is doing it right.
You just want to talk about Maxey? Did you think the game was like, as it was falling apart, was it a little weird how uninvolved Maxey seemed in the offense sometimes? I sort of felt that way for as great a game as he had. Maybe I've gotten too used to just him doing everything all the time, and he did have a couple of buckets there at the end. I thought it was a little weird how they weren't playing through him as much as I thought they would have toward the end of the game as it was falling apart.
I'd have to look at it. I was too caught up in the game and trying to catch up to really feel why that was the case. Maybe they were taking him out of it or playing out of it, or it just seemed like everyone was playing in kind of a frenetic way. Grimes took kind of an ill-advised three there.
Yeah.
They just weren't running stuff. And they just, even like dribble handoff stuff would have been nice. Like make the defense think. It just felt like the game is falling apart. The Sixers are turning the ball over a lot. Edgecombe had 5, Maxey had 3, Embiid had 3, McCain had 3. They finished with 20 turnovers. I mean, that's hard to win a game when you have 20 turnovers and you shoot 10 of 38 from 3.
Yeah.
And you don't get to the line that much, which they didn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's just got such a load on his shoulders, man. I thought he played an unbelievable game.
He was great.
I think he's incredible. I mean, the Wizards game, he had some unbelievable plays. He had a ridiculous dribble drive where he split defenders and finished. He does that stuff all the time. Like, he came into the league and he's just, hey, I'm fast and I can hit crazy floaters. And I love the floaters. I've always loved the floaters.
He couldn't shoot.
And he couldn't really shoot that much.
Yeah.
And he's just turned himself into such a good ball handler, such a nifty ball handler to be able to, like, little change of pace stuff can get him into different stuff. And he can finish at the rim through whoever. If there's one or two guys back, like, he just goes right at them, dude. He's incredible. He's become an incredible basketball player. He hit that baseline floater, and I'm just enamored with that. And I just like, that's just such a shot I cannot make and never will. And that is just such a tough shot on the move like that. Tough fadeaways, mid-range stuff.
Like this, I don't.
I say a shot I can't make.
Well, nah, you deserved it. I mean, you can't make the shot. Well, shocker. I mean, Mike.
Well, no, I'm just saying
yeah,
that's fair. I'm saying I just like the shot so much because I'm like, wow, that is such a difficult shot. He just feels so, and you felt this for a little bit, man, but you feel so safe when the ball's in his hands.
Yes.
You just feel like something good is going to happen here. He gets fouled more than ever. He just gets the ball in the right guy's hands. Like, you can look at his numbers and they're not updated tonight, but like, he's got career highs everywhere. Everywhere his advanced stats are up. And it's not just volume, it's volume and efficiency. And he's carrying a crazy load on this team. And I mean, they're so lucky to have him. He's doing so much for them.
You know, next time, Sam Esfandiari sent me a bunch of like season comps at this of what like Maxey is doing, and these were the 5 most similar seasons so far to what Maxey's doing.
I'm guessing that Damian Lillard is on there.
So Lillard 22-23.
Yeah.
Who at this point was averaging 32, 7, and 5 with a 64.5% true shooting. Mm-hmm. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last year, who was averaging 32.7, 6.5, and 5, and 63.7% true shooting. 88-89 Michael Jordan and 89-90 Michael Jordan. And 22-23 Luka Doncic. Now, the amazing thing about the Jordan ones are that they were in, like, not really the efficiency or 3-point era, but that's pretty fucking crazy.
Incredible company. Yeah, I mean, his rebounding is up. His assist percentage is higher than ever. And his highest true shooting, getting to the line the most, free throw rate is high up. He's been great defensively. Aside from the stuff where he says he gets lost off ball, which I'm noticing and I'm a little bit annoyed by, but he's so good at like chesting up with bigger guys, and he's getting his hands in there on ball. He's picking off cross court passes. He's blowing up dribble handoffs. He made a really big leap on steals last year, and I was like, a little bit felt like I was on an island, being like, this is the one good thing that anybody is doing good last year. It was like Maxey is taking a big leap defensively, and it just didn't matter, obviously. And it's nice to have seen that carry through as he's taking on such a crazy load. He's also up to a career high percentage in blocks, which you saw at the end there. That's a ridiculous block. He's doing so much. So, I mean, you can't say enough.
We did get this note. Might as well mention it now because we're talking about Maxey. We got an email from Ryan, Rights To Ricky Sanchez at gmail.com. He says, I think it's time to seriously consider how close Maxey is to Iverson. AI came into the league as a great player and did get better, but was basically who he was. Maxey has improved to a level that very few people thought possible. He's arguably one of the 10 or 15 best players in the NBA right now. When you compare the two players, I watched every Sixers team consistently since 1980. The gap is tightening. AI versus Maxey. Maxey's a better shooter. AI a more prolific scorer. AI better handle. AI was tough. AI tougher than Maxey. Maxey's a better defender. Maxey seems to be more efficient. AI better at steals, but
Maxey's more efficient by like several leagues.
Yeah. Now, hard to compare.
That's why it's hard. It's always hard to compare errors, but that's why Dame, to me, like prime Dame, is what you're seeing from Maxey. I think
I think
Lillard was a better, like, let's say, floor general of manipulating the defense to get, like, and I think part of that is like having lob threats and having guys that can roll to the rim in the way that the Sixers kind of don't. But Maxey is just as good of a shooter as Dame is. He's better at attacking the rim. He's a way better defender already, and he's bigger. He's just bigger physically, both height and just like sturdiness. He can play off ball more than Dame did, I would say. And so that's why I'm excited about like that McCain stuff and the Paul George stuff and like seeing Maxey, weaponizing that more and then having him be so nuclear and allowing the other guys to roll off of that. But yeah, I mean, he's just becoming one of the best Sixers of all time. Like this is ridiculous. Everyone is so excited we got him. We stole him because of Mike Muscala, which is the namesake for my dog. And he's becoming like have his jersey retired level good. Like that's awesome. That's unbelievable.
So they weren't necessarily the next two most important players tonight, but I do want to acknowledge what a steal both Dominic Barlow and Jabari Walker are. Jabari Walker looks like he might be able to shoot.
Yes.
Dominic Barlow cannot shoot. He should never shoot. But get to Barlow in a second. Jabari Walker can shoot, and Jabari Walker is a tough motherfucker.
Yes.
And I love the way that both of these guys have wrapped their arms around the roles that they have to play. Barlow is way more skilled than he has shown because he has wrapped his arms around the role, as rebounder or whatever. He can put the ball on the floor. I don't get scared when he puts the ball on the floor to dribble. He's a pretty nifty passer. He can take one dribble toward the rim and make a move. And I think during the season, he has become a better defender just before our eyes, like an individual defender. Yeah. Like there were two times right under the rim, one against Draymond, and I forget who the other one was, where Bona would get nothing against Bona. Bona would have jumped and gotten caught and fouled the guy both times, like without question. But Barlow understands how tall, like how long he is, and he just stood there and waited for the shot to actually happen and affected both of them. What a steal both of those guys are. I think Barlow is a real player, but what a steal both of them are.
Absolutely incredible job by the front office and the coaching staff to like utilize that and to work in tandem. That's incredible production from both of those guys out of two-way spots. Barlow's so interesting. Like AU wrote this whole article on the site about Barlow, which I thought was great, and I agree with everything. And when you were early on Barlow in the in like training camp and preseason, and I was just like, he just doesn't really do anything well. He doesn't have like an NBA skill. And I still think that's kind of true, aside from the fact that it's like there's so many talented players, basketball players out there. Not all of them get to play with the ball in their hands all the time.
Yeah.
And when you start to play with better players at higher competition, you just need to like commit to a role. And there's so many guys. Think about all the draft busts. Like Stanley Johnson is the first guy that came to mind, and like Derek Williams, and I'm only naming University of Arizona guys for some reason. But like there's so many guys that are so talented that just did not commit to the role because they thought that they could, and maybe they were right, and they thought they could do other stuff. Then eventually time runs out and you don't get a chance to do it. Barlow came up in the COVID years and goes to overtime elite, like right before the NIL stuff. Maybe if he came out, maybe he's 2 years younger, he goes and plays college basketball at Kentucky or Louisville or something like that and like grows his game and gets to show off. But he immediately is playing with like good ball hogs basically. And he was flamed out in San Antonio, kind of didn't really do much. He was just like, yeah, you're kind of like an interesting body, but like, what do you really do? And the guy he's become is just a guy that has NBA size, NBA physicality, NBA athleticism, NBA touch. He had a really nice spin and lefty like little like flip shot earlier. And he just like runs to the glass hard over and over again and knows who he has to give the ball to. He runs to the ball like an offensive lineman, like trying to recover a fumble. Like he's just constantly getting after it, stealing extra possessions for them, kicking out for second chance threes. He's been huge, and he should 100%. The Sixers need to sign him.
Yeah,
if they let him walk, I'm going to be really upset. He needs to be signed to some sort of 4-year Hinkie special style deal as soon as possible.
Well, they have the open roster spot, which could become his, I assume.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then I would say at some point, whether it's during the season or after the season or whatever, his form needs to be completely reworked. That's really, really bad. Like he's got, like you mentioned Jabari Walker, who I'm thrilled about. Any other season, Jabari Walker's like success as a two-way guy would be like the complete highlight. And I thought he was great against Washington. The jumper looks really good. He's just stepping into it, taking it clean. When he's open, he's shooting it. And he either spreads the floor or he just cuts hard to the basket and he got a couple dunks out of it. And he plays hard as hell and he rebounds the fucking ball. And it's just good to see these two guys who they got for nothing, who are power forwards on a team that is oftentimes lacking power forwards. And Oubre and Watford are injured and Paul George is here sometimes. Fucking get goddamn rebounds. And it's great to see. It's been huge. And it's like, I think without either of those guys, I think they're like 5 games under 500 right now.
Yeah. Legs had nickname for Dominic Barlow, Big Dom, is actually very funny to start calling him Big Dom.
Maybe like Long Dom?
Long Dom is funny, but Big Dom because of Big Dom is funny.
Well, of course, but then it'll be hard to do a nickname that somebody else already has.
But I thought it's ironic,
I hear that.
It was ironic.
I guess I'm always looking for something that's clear.
Yeah,
clarity is so important.
There's that too.
But it's great. It's been great. They were great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled about it.
I guess all I'd say about Embiid tonight is that the world seemed to circle less around him offensively than it did in the last game he actually played. He didn't play in the Wizards game. I can't believe that the Sixers covered a 13.5 point line in that game, by the way. It wasn't much of an Embiid game either way, I guess. But it didn't seem like it seemed like he tried a little bit harder on defense. It seemed like there was a little bit more effort there, and it seemed like there was less, world revolving around him on offense. But not a great game, not a bad game. Was just sort of out there.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that we disagreed about that Hawks game. I didn't think that Embiid was doing like heliocentric Embiid ball in that Hawks game. I did think that he was getting off of it quickly. I felt similarly tonight that he was, dribble handoff and he was hitting like little mid ranges when he got it. I like that I liked the threes that he was taking. He shot 0 for 6 on them, which is a bummer, but those are the right shots to take. If he hits 1 or 2 of them, then his stat line looks a lot better. And I thought he played pretty good defense again. I thought that the defense was better this time.
Better. I thought it was better.
He was certainly contesting better. He blocked a Kuminga drive. He contested a couple other ones. He affected some shots. Bajemski and Trace Jackson-Davis, he affected and forced misses on them. I'd be interested to see how they shot around the rim when he was there versus when he wasn't. There's just like, it's the rebounding stuff. It's the rebounding stuff that is the frustrating part for me. It's that like he's not boxing out. There was a Kuminga tip dunk that he got over him.
What was did Pods get a rebound from right behind him or something? Or, it wasn't Pods. Who was it? It was a guard that just snuck up right behind him. Was it Heel? It was Melton or Healed or something. It was awful. Whatever it was awful.
Yeah, that's just gonna keep happening. I mean, Barlow finishes with 14 rebounds tonight. That helps. The Sixers got 11 offensive rebounds. The Warriors got 11 offensive rebounds. Like I'll take that as a wash. But you just want him to be either I'm the tallest guy on the court and I'm going to jump and high point something, or I'm at least going to like box somebody out and make them like, you're huge, you're impossible to get around. So step into somebody and let Quentin Grimes or Maxey or whoever rise up to get a rebound. If you don't want to be the one to do it, then just become a box out freak. Like it can't be just I'm going to wander over to the ball and wait for it to come to me because he's going to lose that. But it was nice to see him be playing, and it was nice that he was like making some stuff happen offensively and getting off of it like I thought he has been.
Yeah, I want to be clear. Even though I'm ready for the era to be over, I'm not turning into some fucking do not expect me to become the Embiid hater guy. I'm definitely not an Embiid hater guy. I just think the situation is a drag, but I hope we get through the season with minimal bumps, I guess. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast brought to you by Briggs Auction. the official auction of the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast. Auction? What do you mean? Well, it's an online auction. There's actually 2 going on right now. BriggsAuction.com, App Store, Google Play. You can get the Briggs Auction apps there. Auctions every single week. Now, actually, the one's going on now, you want to think about like a one-of-a-kind gift for the holidays. Briggs Auction, great. There's a discovery, is a Find Estates auction going on right now and a books auction right now. The books is really crazy. So you check in every week. There's like hundreds of lots. A lot of them start as low as $1. Art, collectibles, sporting goods, clothes, furniture, all that sort of stuff. Stuff that you're not going to find anywhere else. Speaking of which, here's CJ's Briggs auction item of the week.
A lot of art on this lot as well. And I saw this. It caught my eye. It looked cool, but more importantly, it was the highest bidded item that I've seen that wasn't a car. 13 grand. This David A. Moss oil on board canvasback ducks in flight painting is going for. Pretty wild. It's beautiful. 13 grand.
Wow.
Is that artist famous?
You got that kind of cash, CJ?
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of cash today to come home with this, but maybe one of you do, and you want to buy this for a loved one for the holidays.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Now
it's got to be someone famous.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
I don't know why else not.
There were actually a couple of watches in the state auction I thought were really cool.
Had a few saved.
Yeah. Look, don't be scared off by the $13,000 item. There are items much less expensive than that. Maybe you're furnishing a room. You need some furniture. You don't want to wait 6 months for new stuff to get delivered. In any case, if you win an item, you can pick it up. It's open pickup all day on Saturday, by appointment during the week, work with you on a shipper. If you have $13,000 paintings you'd like to auction or any stuff, maybe inherited a bunch of stuff, they will do it for you. info@briggsauction.com. Briggs Auction, the official auction of the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast.
We talked a little bit about VJ, but I didn't think in general it was a great game from him.
He had one of his classic really bad 3-point misses where it just goes right off the backboard and then straight onto the ground. I think he had 2. Did he have 2 3-pointers? I think he might have.
He was 2 of 5. I mean, he's still coming back from injury. It's good to see him out there. He had a crazy dunk in the Wizards game, which was nice to see. He had a couple big ones tonight.
Nice breakaway dunk. Yeah.
Yes, sir. It just looked a little bit loose with the ball, a little casual. And I need him to tighten that up. That's just something that you learn, like the defenders out there in the NBA, like even if they're not good, even if it's fucking Seth Curry, like they're going to come and poke it out if you're not, tight with it. He had a great quote about talking about he doesn't care if he misses, he's going to keep shooting threes. And I love that. It's the right attitude. It's a perfect attitude to have.
Yeah.
Shot looks good when he bounces into it. Like it's only going to keep getting better. Right now the release is kind of slow, but everybody's still too scared of the drive to contest too hard. And he does a nice job of, he's got such nice touch on his little mid ranges when he's like kind of fading and hovering, and he just rises up so high on it that it's hard for the defense to get a hand up. And that play at the end is unbelievable. That's a tough Maxey miss. And
I can't believe I thought that was Bona. I thought we were gonna lose, and maybe I was getting ready to go upstairs. Anyway, I'm sorry.
We just got back to the office, and Patrick, my writing partner, was gonna watch the last play with me. I was like, if you watch it, they're gonna lose. If you watch it, I'm so certain if you watch it, they're gonna lose. And I made him go over there, and then I saw the play. I was like, okay, I'm gonna rewind it so you can watch the play. Unbelievable play, hustle play, effort play. You just need high motor guys in today's NBA. Like you just can't.
Yes.
You can't waste time with low motor guys, and you got Paul George, you got Embiid. That is what it is at this point. But when you're starting to think about accessory players, who you want to surround those guys with, what sort of culture you want to build with the high draft picks you get out of this when you have them, you really got to get I'm getting every fucking ball type freaks, and they got a few of those. I could use a few more. I would like it if some of the old guys got off the team. That I'm excited for. I'm already thinking about who you're going to replace the 2026 Eric Gordon roster spot with. That's going to be a thrilling offseason conversation for me.
Probably Eric Gordon.
Yeah, it's going to be Eric Gordon. That's interesting. Yeah. I think next year he's got it. I think he's going to bounce back and a little more juice in those legs. But no, it's nice to see. And then we can move right into McCain or into Grimes. That's another guy like that. He gets to the ball quicker than almost anybody out there. He is just, the burst that he has in getting to rebounds and loose balls and just like attacking the basket. He's constantly, he elevates on his shot. He's constantly like, he seems to get the like run busting too a lot. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the other team has ripped off 8 in a row or whatever, and Grimes gets to the basket and just like finishes with a tough 2. And you're like, okay, fine. Thank you. We needed that. He had a big play when they were down 4.
He had one of those tonight.
Drove baseline and finished and 1. That was really nice. Like, I think he also was cold from 3, finished 0 for 5, but I thought overall it was a really, really good Grimes game.
And then we talked about McCain earlier. I think he is, you mentioned it last time, when he's on the court, it's better if he has a point. I thought tonight, with him being the first guard off the bench, I thought we were going to see more ball in his hand stuff. He is looking more and more comfortable. His handle is looser than I remember it being. I don't know if that is. Would you agree? Like looser than last year? Maybe it's just a getting into the flow thing.
I think so.
But he's looking better and better every time he's out there. So
it's such a good sign to me of how good of a shooter you are and how good touch you have when you get the kinds of bounces he gets on threes.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
the one
just
at the end of the half.
Yeah, the ball just wants to go in for him.
Yeah,
and it's nice to have that kind of guy on our team. But yeah, there's going to be McCain ups and downs, and you're just going to go like, okay, that's you live with it as he figures out like how he can play as a like. I wish he got more elevation on his shot. I think that might like if he got the kind of elevation that Grimes got on his shot, then I think he'd be able to hit more contested threes, and maybe that's something he adds in the offseason as he tries to like become a more less easily guardable NBA player. He had a good game against Washington, finished with plus 37, 14 points and 11 shots.
Oh, he was great against Washington, I thought.
And I watched that game today actually, so it's all kind of blending in together in my mind. So yeah, it's gonna be ups and downs in him, but you got to see Maxey together. You got to see him with Maxey, and you got to see McCain like running some offense by himself. There's no reason to not have one of them on the court at the same time.
Well, and the thing to remember about McCain is that like this is to an extent a lost offseason because it was an offseason of rehab instead of an offseason of getting better. So
that's a good point.
Before we get to I
got one more guy.
Oh Jesus,
one more guy.
Who did I forget?
I thought it was a really nice Justin Edwards game. I thought Justin Edwards did the stuff that Justin Edwards should be doing.
He had a nifty little pass underneath. Was that to Barlow?
Barlow, yeah, underneath for a layup. I love any non-guard that can sort of find the open man underneath. That is such a blessing. He was 3 of 7 from 3 in the Washington game. He was 2 of 4 from 3 in this one. I wish he was a little quicker laterally. Maybe he needs to work on his some of that in the offseason. But like, he's good, man. He's good, useful player. Like taking the shots he's supposed to take, and I think the more he can like hit those threes in tight windows, he can get that shot off a little quicker. I think the better he'll be. But he's just very useful rotation wing. Happy to have him on that contract.
Yeah, and glad, especially considering it felt like he was starting the year out of the rotation. He had a bad summer league. He had a bad preseason. Yeah. It looked like, oh no, maybe this guy that we thought they found something, they didn't find something, but they certainly found a rotational player. So before we get to the Giannis stuff, we had mentioned that Daryl, CJ, please pull up this video. It's very important that Daryl was competing in some, what is it called? The POG Championships, an online chess, POG Champs. And so today he was playing against, hold on, I want to get the name right.
Super POG Champs, actually.
Super POG Champs. He was playing against Sonic Fox. And there was a very exciting moment in his match against Sonic Fox. Here, we're bringing it to you. Thanks to Fade the Rally on Twitter, who brought us this amazing moment between Daryl Morey and Sonic Fox.
But if you pay attention here, Queen F5 is an amazing fork, and he spots it.
He found it. He's about to be 2 rooks up against a really well-playing Sonic Fox. This match is incredibly exciting.
Okay. Will he take the rook now? Yes. And I think he realizes it's supported. Sonic is now down 2 rooks. Rook to c8, by the way, is going to lead to checkmate. If you play that one, it's all over. And yes, it is.
Daryl sees it. Daryl knows it. Daryl is giving checkmate. What a comeback. Incredible. by the president of the Sixers. What an incredible comeback by Daryl here.
Just her going in whatever accent that is. Is it German? What was it, or Austrian? Whatever it is.
I'm not gonna guess.
What a comeback from president of Sixers.
Hungarian.
It's so good.
Just
man.
not an entertaining thing to watch. Like, why? Why is that? You don't have to have so many public interests, I guess. Can't you have interests in private? I mean, I'm on a podcast. I'm talking about the Sixers.
Yeah,
but like, do you have just a tonnage of interests that you're just out there with?
The nerve of you. You've done this.
If I had 8 podcasts, then if I was holding a play about a different podcast, then come on. Come on.
Sonic Fox is the best Mortal Kombat player in the world, says Dio Groove. I had no idea he played chess. How is there a best Mortal Kombat player in the world?
CJ.
They have tournaments and they
really
play each other and
play each other.
Well, I didn't know Mortal Kombat was still a thing. Can you stop? Are you being sarcastic, CJ?
Well, how is he the best in the world?
Well, I didn't know there were fucking rankings of Mortal Kombat players.
There's rankings of everything.
They play everything, man. They play it all. It's not for me.
Jesus Christ.
Not for me, but they do play those things. And I'm sure Daryl is some ranked on some Mortal Kombat scouts.com for Mortal Kombat ranking something.
So officially Giannis is now asking to get traded. The reports are he and his agent are working toward, are meeting with the Bucks to decide on his future. He had a nice fake injury last night that they called a calf strain. It was the worst fake I've ever seen. So he is out 2 to 4 weeks.
You thought that the Giannis calf thing was an injury? It was a fake?
Oh, it was 100% fake.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
Oh, dude, go watch it. Yes, it was.
I did watch it. I don't agree to that. I think he thought he tore his Achilles.
He definitely didn't think he tore his Achilles. Come on. You are kidding.
This is such a conspiratorial way to think about it.
It comes out that he requested a trade, and
but he was just hurt for like weeks before.
Mike, you are innocent little Mike. I know you think the best of everyone. It's a fake injury. Imagine this. Imagine everybody else, all the guys that can get traded. It's in 11 days, and he has a 2 to 4 week injury. Like, what are we doing here?
What does that make a difference, though?
Well, because why would you
want to do a fake injury if you wanted to get traded, though?
Because he doesn't want to get hurt before the trade happens. That's why they hold guys out when they're trading them.
Sure, but I mean, it's like why he was just out for actual injury for a while. I don't know. I just don't believe that. It seems very conspiratorial for not really a reason.
It's not really that conspiratorial.
There's plenty of guys that are having calf injuries right now. You're saying Giannis is intentionally faking an injury. If that was proven to be real, that would be like a massive scandal.
It wouldn't.
So that to me is conspiratorial to me.
It's not really.
I don't. I mean, maybe you end up being right, but I'm not.
Well, you would never know.
I think there could be reporting at some point if that ends up being the case.
Oh, of course not. You think the team is going to? I mean, the team knows it. I'm sure too.
Maybe. I don't know.
I watched it and I thought this is that big a deal.
To go down the middle of the game and say like I don't know. It looked to me very much like that's a guy that is very worried about his calf and thought he maybe just tore his Achilles. It seems to me upon hearing it for the first time, I hadn't heard, if people are talking about it, I hadn't seen any of that. So it just seems like, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like something that happened.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to the I didn't think the lead here was that he faked his injury. That was just sort of throwing that in there. Speaking of injuries, the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is brought to you by Kornblau Law. You see how I went from injuries to, if you've been injured, maybe a car accident, maybe slip and fall, maybe injured at work, maybe medical malpractice, which he is excellent at. Adam Kornblau, Kornblau Law. if you think you have a case, doesn't cost you anything to reach out. So many of Ricky listeners have reached out, not just for personal injury, but if they have any legal question at all, they know Kornblau is going to help them because he's a sicko. Kornblau at kornblaulaw.com, Kornblau, Kornblau at kornblaulaw.com, 215-701-4467. Earlier this week, I got a text message from Kornblau with a Clippers YouTuber that he told me I had to watch. And I was just like, how do you have the time to be watching a Clippers YouTuber? In any case, he is really passionate about what he does. He is very good at what he does. He has a great way. And I think a lot of our listeners have reached out and said that he is patient. He reaches out right away when you reach out to him and really takes the time to let you know where you stand. Not every time that you've been hurt in any of these things is there a case, but we'll really look into it if there is. And then once it's time to go, he's a fucking bulldog. The guy's a fucking bulldog. Now, when you reach out to Kornblau, you're going to get him. He's not going to refer you to someone else unless he can't take care of you. A lot of the personal injury law firms you hear advertised are really just for referrals. They're not even going to take care of you. But when you reach out to Kornblau Law, you get Kornblau. So if you think you might have a case, you need help in any legal fashion whatsoever, make your first call or email Kornblau. That is Kornblau at kornblaulaw.com. That is Kornblau, or 215-701-4467. Okay, so Giannis wants to be traded. Windhorse said that he had even asked for a trade this past offseason, and the primary team he wanted to go to was the Knicks. There has been some reporting that he would also go to the Lakers. Just as an aside, if I was the Bucks, you hired the coach he wanted him fired, you fired him. He wanted Dame, you went and you got Dame. And now in the middle of the season, he wants to get traded. I would trade him wherever you want to trade him. I would listen to where he wants to go, but I would do the best thing for your franchise. To me, looking at what the Knicks have, I don't know that the Knicks have enough to get Giannis. They don't have a lot of picks to trade. I don't know what the Bucks want with Karl Anthony Towns. So I was trying to put together if there would be a Sixers situation here. And here is the best thing I could come up with for the Sixers. So the only picks of their own that they can trade, as far as I can see, are 2030 and 2032 because of other things that they owe. So they have 2 firsts that they can trade. They can trade the 28 Clippers pick as well, and they could trade swaps. So my question to you would be, would you trade? Now, you have to do the salary. You can't trade Embiid because Embiid is almost going to cost you some of the value that you're getting back. Doesn't make any sense. Would you trade Paul George, VJ Edgecombe, 2 Sixers first-round picks, and the Clippers pick? And then after the year, if the Embiid thing's not happening, you could cut him and stretch him like they did to Dame. That way he's only counting $30 million against the cap, something like that. So do you trade Paul George, VJ Edgecombe, 2 Sixers first, maybe 2 swaps or something, and the Clippers first for Giannis to pair Maxey and Giannis?
If you're doing that trade, I would probably insist on keeping VJ and let Maxey VJ.
Then you don't have enough.
Well, McCain I think would go in that trade instead as a relatively high upside younger guy.
I don't think he has the same value that VJ has, to be honest with
probably you. Probably
Yeah.
not. But that's why I want to keep him. So you're trying to, if you're making a trade for Giannis, you're still trying to compete right now, and with Embiid being as unpredictable as he has been. If you're them, I think you might want to try.
Let's say they demand VJ.
I don't know. I don't know that I'm making some sort of all-in move right now with either Embiid, with Embiid out there, because I don't think if you replace Giannis with Embiid and cut some of the other tertiary guys on this team, I don't think that's a championship team. And so you're trading a ton of other guys off it. Maybe now you're going, okay, well, you got Giannis now, and he's a more traditionally healthy star that you can build around. And even if it doesn't happen this year, then you got Maxey, Giannis, McCain, or whatever you end up trading McCain for. And you just find a way to make it work. Guys that want to sign here, whatever. I can see the logic in that.
I guess my question,
but the Embiid thing still hangs over you.
My question would be, I think we would both agree that to win a championship with Maxey, I'm not saying that you have to say you would do it, but to win a championship with Maxey, they're going to need another star level player. Right.
If you could do it with all that stuff and it's Embiid instead of Paul George, and you can say, all right, you got off of the Embiid stuff and you trade VJ with it, but you got Giannis, and you can go, maybe PG is somewhat useful enough as a 3-and-D guy, giving you 50 games a year for the next couple of years, whatever. And you go, Giannis is still one of the best players in the world. Him and Maxey playing off each other would be insane. You would probably do it, but I would also say somebody else probably has a better package.
So
somebody probably has a better package than having to take on either the Embiid or Paul George contract.
I think the Paul George contract this year, I wonder if you could flip that. You can flip it a lot easier than you're flipping the Embiid contract, which is why you want to. So again, just to be clear, you don't make that trade. Paul George, VJ, the 2 Sixers pick, and the Clippers pick.
I think you probably do, and because you go, fuck everything else, we got Maxey and Giannis.
Yes, because I guess the question would be, if you don't do that, how are you getting another player that is of the star level that you need? Probably.
I think their answer is they hope that VJ becomes that guy, or you trade McCain for that guy, or Maxey becomes he's pretty close right now, top 10 player, and you get the same thing we've been saying. You get lucky on the Embiid injury luck or something. But I do think that Milwaukee will look for the kind of package that is just expirings and a ton of picks and young players, not having to go, and now we're saddled with this bullshit contract we have to deal with.
Well, remember, they're going to have to take back that money though.
Yeah, of course. I'm saying expiring.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other expirings that aren't 3 or 4 years long.
Yeah. Okay. So you say yes, you do it.
I'd say yes, I do it, but I don't think that it would get it done.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think it would get it done either. I think in fairness, I'm reasonably certain there will be a better offer out there. What do we do? The Ben Simmons thing. There's a video in there, CJ, because it was actually funny to relive it. So 2 Ben Simmons things. First of all, did you see the Instagram comments?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, the second thing is just a funny memory. The first thing is there's a Ben Simmons Instagram post. He's just looking like he's having a good life, fishing and, hanging out.
That's great.
Whatever. It was kind of nice to look and see him, just enjoying life. But somebody posted a comment: if the Sixers asked you back to play center power forward, would you come back on a minimum contract? Simmons' response: it ain't about the money. I'd hoop there for free. It's deeper than what they make y'all believe, which is why I keep it pushing. And then zipped mouth emoji. Right now, the focus is getting the body to 100% before putting my health on the line again, like I have been the past few years. So Ben Simmons says he would play in Philadelphia for free.
That's a salary cap violation.
Yeah. I would, as funny as great as it would be for content, and I am content first, I would still say no. But
just doesn't seem worth going through the
hassle.
Going through the stuff. Dealing with the fans and stuff. I don't want to deal with it. It's just like, ultimately, you can have 15 standard roster spots. You can decide who you want to have as one of those guys. Even if a healthy Ben Simmons in 2026 is worthy of being one of the 200 however many players in the NBA, he doesn't have to be a Sixer. You can just say somebody else can do that.
Yeah, right. There could be another team that gives it a shot.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can give that roster spot to somebody else who deserves it as well.
So we did, I thought the the email of this, and then when I watched it, I understood what he was saying was funny. So this is an email from Scott, Rights To Ricky Sanchez at gmail.com. The YouTube algorithm served up a video containing 3-point makes by worse and worse 3-point shooters ranked by percentage. Of course, the one final make was Ben Simmons. I hadn't watched it for years. Upon rewatch, the context of all that happened after, the call gave me a full body cringe. I'm curious if you guys have watched it recently and if you feel the same watching it now. Here's the shortened Ben clip only. So the audio is important on this as well. He hit this against the Knicks. Famously, even though I was betting on him to hit a 3 every game, I was in the car when this happened, and I did not cash on this bet. But here it is.
Ntilikina, a below-average 3-point shooter. There's Simmons. Yes! He did it! Ben Simmons! Hold me back, fan! Maybe now they'll finally leave him alone after that. He hits the 3, his first in his NBA career.
I think Ben Simmons made Zumoff be like, I don't want to do this shit anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this fucking shit. Get me out of
Hold
here.
me back. Maybe now they'll leave him alone. He's a basketball player that hit a 3-pointer.
Reasonable thing to...
He looked pretty comfortable shooting it. Why wouldn't he just shoot that, man? A corner 3, it's so easy.
We can't.
Okay.
We need to have like armed guards pull us away from doing this ever again. We just can't do it again.
Okay, all right. We'll hold platonic relationship advice for the next pod, and the jigsaw from the rabbi. You talked me into it. It was a good win tonight. It's 2 in a row. We haven't won 2 in a row since the end of October. It was a horrible collapse. It would have been a disgusting loss. Would have been a disgusting loss if Edgecombe doesn't get the putback. Would have been an even more disgusting loss if they hit him on the Hail Mary and he laid it up. But you know, Edgecombe hit the shot, and Maxey got the block, and the Sixers win. So, Sixers are what now? 12-9.
12-9.
Not bad.
Not bad. The East is so bunched.
Yeah.
The Pistons are 2.5 games up, but then it's within 2 games of each other. It's 8 teams: Knicks, Raptors, Heat, Celtics, Magic, Sixers, Cavs, Hawks. That's just a bunch. That's a bunch of stuff. Nobody's going to, I mean, the Pistons are very, very good, but I don't think that you're like, there's not a juggernaut that you're running away from. And so I'm interested to see which East team, maybe the Sixers are one of them, goes, we're going to fucking go for it and try to win the East, and makes a trade deadline acquisition. Like you said, some guys are trade eligible in a week and a half.
Yeah. And then the rest of them are January 15th, I think. I think that's the next date that's important.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what that happens, and it'll be interested to see where, we're 2.5 months away from do the Sixers duck the tax?
Right.
They're 3 games up on 500 right now. If they're 3 games up, if they go 500 until now to the trade deadline, they duck the tax?
They duck the tax.
I don't know, man. Yeah. That would suck. I mean, there's a way to duck the tax that is still like, well, we also made the team better or more balanced or whatever it is. And then even if the intent is to duck the tax, we didn't lose anything, or maybe you can argue possibly that they could have gained something. But if it's just a send, which they have done in the past, just send this guy's contract into somebody else's cap space and pay a 2nd-round pick or 2 to do it, and they're 3 games up, and last year was what last year was, that blows. That would blow.
Well, let's not condemn them before they.
I'm just saying I'm preemptively, rather than just reacting, I'm trying to be proactive. I'm trying to be an advocate.
Stop them from doing it.
Right. I'm trying to use our platform for good. And it's like, fuck, Josh Harris is considering buying fucking Michael Weber said, our boy Michael Weber said, like, how bad is the movie industry right now that I'm rooting for Josh Harris to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. So if you have the money to do that, which maybe it would be good for my business, buy some movies from me, Josh Harris. Let's make it work. Then you have enough money to not duck the tax. So that's all I'm saying.
I would like to see Kelly come back too.
Kelly coming back would be good. Watford coming back would be good. Kelly did get evaluated, and they said, evaluation complete. Let's evaluate him again in a week.
Yeah. Well,
we just love evaluating.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I want him to be nice and healthy when he comes back in February. So, We will. So Sixers 12-9, not bad. What's the point? What's their point differential? I'm sure that the Wizards game helped that. I still can't believe they fucking
0.4.
0.4. Yeah.
Plus 0.4. Yeah. Oh, I sustained a basketball related injury on Monday night at my game. You already played it. Playing it again.
Well, you talked about playing basketball again. I'm sorry.
Pretty intense.
Mike playing basketball.
I'm in my prime. Honestly, sign me.
You all right? What happened?
First time in my life, I am 36 years old. I think in my mind I've been 35, but I forgot that I did just have a birthday, so I'm 36. First time in my lifetime playing ball, that I dislocated my finger.
Oh, that's one of my fears. It was always one of my fears playing basketball was a dislocated finger. Was it gross?
The knuckle came
no.
way weird.
No.
Weird on the knuckle.
I took my
Spike is
headphones out.
backing away.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
The knuckle was not in the place where it's supposed to be.
Oh, gross. No.
And so I'll stop describing it. I'll stop describing it. But I'll just tell you what my reaction was. And this is verbatim.
Okay.
This is verbatim reaction. Ha! Oh! Ha! Hey! Ha! And then I will say one more thing, so if you don't want to hear it, I popped it back in.
Oh, you popped it back in. I read lips.
Mostly out of just fear of I don't know what to do in this situation. So I was just like, I don't want to think about it anymore. So I did. I came out for a little bit. I came back in. We won the game. Hit some big free throws to ice it. So I felt good about that.
Feel?
It was really busted on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I've just been icing it. I should probably get into a splint. If you're a doctor and you want to tell me what to do, I just have not had time to go. I'm not going to go to the fucking urgent care with a finger. I'm not going to do it. But if it gets bad, but it's healing better now. I don't have time to do it. I just don't. Things are crazy right now.
Oh, what a hardo you're acting like. Oh, you're so busy. You can't get
to urgent care.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as it was 2 days ago. But let's see. Can you see it? It's this one.
Oh yeah.
And it's like it's going blood was coming down here. Let's see to the side. Finger. Nice and purple. Back is weird. CG just coming on screen and being like, show me the fucking finger, bitch. No, it's healing nicely. I can almost make a fist. So we're getting there. We'll be good. But we won the game. We got one more regular season game on Monday night and then the playoffs the week after that.
That's everybody cheering your toughness.
Thank you, man. Hey, play fucking you want a tough tough player? You want a tough podcaster? Me out there. Hitting,
Amanda wanted more sound effects, so
she's got them.
Yeah,
hitting big free throws with my it's my left hand, so it was my guide hand. So if it was my right hand, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it.
It's less impressive.
Yeah, but it weirdly didn't hurt. It was just weird. It was just
gross.
very weird.
Yeah. I've always been afraid of jamming a finger like that. I saw a kid do it, Jay Siervo. I'll never forget. We were playing a pickup game. It was in high school, and I'll never forget. He held his finger up like this, and it was like bent like all fucking crazy, and I was afraid of it from that moment since. So
yeah.
All right.
Someone in the chat is mentioning talk on the fine. Sixers getting fined for the Embiid injury thing.
I don't know what to say other than like.
I think aren't you pro them being punished?
Well, I don't think the Sixers are in the wrong. I think it's Embiid's fucking fault. If you rule a player out, out should mean out. So if you rule him out and then you change him from out to questionable, and they said that part of the reason they got fined so much is because of past fines with this sort of stuff. It's just like, it's nonsense. There's not great communication. I think it's Embiid's fault, but it's $100,000, not my dollars. I don't give a shit, really.
Are the Sixers paying that fine, or do they go to Embiid and go like,
No, they have to pay that fine. No, they have to pay the fine.
So if Josh is going to duck the tax, then he can, if he's tired of doing that, he can go to Embiid and be like, if you're going to do this, then you have to pay that money.
I don't know if they're allowed to do that because they're the ones that officially reported or whatever.
And I guess that's cap circumvention maybe in some way.
Well, I suppose they could have told him like, no, you're out. We already ruled you out. Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. Like, what do you do? A lot of organizations, what do you do when your best player, when your franchise player that you have allowed to like dictate so many things?
Yeah.
What do they do? What do you do when they're not as good as they used to be?
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a whole podcast.
Do the rules change for them?
Yeah.
Do the
the rules should change.
Yeah. If Eric Gordon was doing stuff like this, then you'd be like,
just rule him out.
getting rid of Eric Gordon.
Well, we were talking about it on the air the other day. I was like, when you're one of the 3 best players in the sport, you can pull this shit.
Yeah.
When you're not anymore, but then it becomes like this whole fucking thing. So, that is why I am disappointed in him, because like he should. I know it's tough. It must suck in his head to be like, I'm not the guy that I used to be. But I think this is disrespectful to everyone around. I don't care about Josh Harris's money. It's just like, it's stupid for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would love like has there been a full, and maybe they won't let him do it, and Embiid did the ESPN article with Dotun that was so great over the summer. But I would love I am a documentarian or a reporter that is like, I am just with Embiid I'll do a week with Embiid.
Yeah.
And it's like, I spend every minute with him, every communication that he has with the team and with his doctors. And it's like, how does it work? How does it work that he is like, okay, I'm testing my knee in these ways, or I'm testing my body in these ways. And then this is the communication I have with the Sixers coaching staff, medical staff, front office, PR. And this is how, like, it doesn't have to be released like contemporaneously. It could come out like this summer about like game, like it could be like a Hard Knocks type of thing, like something that it would be interesting to see how that works.
The machinations of it. I think,
like what is the TikTok like minute by minute like thing about that?
I think you would be surprised at how little communication there was.
I would probably agree.
And I think you would be surprised how frustrating on their end it probably is. So the one where he goes from he had been out for a bunch of games, and then the day before they say he's questionable, and then he gets ruled out the next day, right? Now they had said he practiced a bunch. So I would imagine he was like, yeah, I'm good to go. And then he showed up and he was like, actually, I'm not good to go. Now that one makes a little more sense. But what I would imagine is the one where they ruled him out and then he's in. The day before, they're probably like, have you heard from Embiid? I don't know. I haven't heard from Embiid. He didn't play last time. We're supposed to rule him out the day before because we've been bad about this. Rule him out. And then the next day he shows up and he's like, no, I think I'm going to go. And then what do? Do you tell him no? Or do you just fucking eat it and pay the $100,000 fine? You know, it sucks. Before we leave, I wanted to say, first of all, we popped up in everybody's Spotify Wrapped this week, like our video did. And everybody seemed to love the video of us yelling at them for watching the podcast this much.
I didn't see yours. Did you see mine?
CJ, do you have it? Can you show the Spotify video or no?
I'll send it to you guys after, because that's an exclusive for
for Spotify
those
people
who got it.
Okay, yeah. CJ turned it into one video, so yes, I didn't see all of it, but I saw the final video. So, But I wanted to say we have a Wrapped on our side that isn't like public or whatever, it just shows to us. So I wanted to say thank you because it was such a bad year for the Sixers, but just some things that are amazing. Our show was in the top 1% of all video pods on Spotify. We are a top 10 show for over 35,000 Spotify listeners. We are the number one show for over 6,000 Spotify listeners. Their number one show, and over a million Spotify plays.
And that's just Spotify. It doesn't count people listening on other podcast apps or
it
hover by my office door and listen to just the one side of it.
Yes. It's pretty amazing. So thank you. To be like 35,000 people's top 10 show is pretty wild. So thank you. That's all I want to say. To be in the top 1% of all their video pods is pretty wild. So thank you.
Very nice. Very nice, everybody.
If you're a Spotify sicko, and thank you for all the people who posted. We had one person who listened to the pod for 11,000 minutes this year, and there weren't even 11,000 minutes of pods.
Well, I think if you go back, if you had just signed on to if you had just heard about us and you go like, oh, I'm going to listen to the past pods. But I guess but
that's still a lot of
podcasts
minutes.
Where there's like, hey, we're doing an episode about this movie or this topic or whatever. I get going back and be like, all right, I'm going to listen to like Sixers Hawks 2018 recap of a regular season game. I mean, you got to be real sick fuck to do that.
Yes, total sick fuck.
You.
So thanks to all those people, and those people in their Spotify Wrapped got a little 30-second video from us telling them to go fuck themselves for listening to the pod so much. So that's what you get when you're on Spotify. All right, we will talk to you this weekend. Are you done with TTP?
Yeah, Lick Face.